Post-Hypnotic Press presents an unabridged recording of Somebodies and Nobodies, Overcoming the Abuse of Rank by Robert W. Fuller, narrated by Richard Newman. To Robert Moore's Cabot. Note to the reader. Although I occasionally cite historical and philosophical works and include them among the related readings, this book is neither scholarly nor academic in the traditional sense. It is personal. The ideas in it have grown out of my experiences as a child and later as the father of four, as a patient in the healthcare system, as an employee and employer, as a student, teacher, and college president, and as a world traveler and observer of international affairs. These stages on life's way were punctuated by visits to Nobody Land, described herein, and it was during one such sojourn that new words to an old slogan began sounding in my head. Nobodies of the world, unite. We have nothing to lose but our shame. At that point I realized that the personal is political, and began writing something I at first called the Nobody Book. In the spring of 2000, a version of this text was posted on a website devoted to rank and its abuse. Visitors to breakingranks.net provided many compelling examples of rank-based inequity. Almost everyone had a tale to tell of being nobodied, and I've used some of their stories in these pages to help show how to recognize this kind of discrimination and how to confront it. The purpose of Somebodies and Nobodies is to break the taboo on the subject of rank and re-examine the prerogatives that accompany status and relations between individuals, groups, and nations. Breaking taboos is always a risky business and often causes discomfort, but it can also be liberating and yield new strategies for solving intractable problems. Many of the difficulties we face in personal relationships, schools, and the workplace stem from the misuse of power associated with rank. So too with some of our most daunting national and international challenges, from the failures of education to economic exploitation to human rights violations and terrorism. For many centuries in China, the worst form of torture was known as death by 1,000 cuts. What we have in the world today is death by 1,000 indignities, the stifling of the spirit of millions upon millions who are disenfranchised, dispossessed, or who, for whatever reason, experience themselves as living wasted lives. Somebodies and Nobodies is about the universal human desire for respect and participation, and the aberrant and dangerous behaviors that arise when this desire is thwarted. The peace in our neighborhoods and around the globe is threatened by countless overt and covert abuses of rank, on scales both large and small. Given the lethality of weapons now available to aggrieved individuals and countries, it is essential we ensure that beyond basic needs, no one is deprived of the chance to contribute meaningfully to society, and to enjoy adequate recognition for those contributions. Accomplishing this will require overcoming the abuse of rank that sustains the present gap in dignity and opportunity between somebodies and nobodies. Chapter 1. A Disorder Without a Name. The personal is political. As a student at Oberlin College during the 1950s, I was taught to be proud of its early advocacy of equal opportunity for women and blacks. But by the late 1960s, Oberlin students, like their counterparts across America, were in rebellion. The few dozen black students on campus were protesting their paltry numbers. Women students were criticizing the status of women in the college and the country, and many students who were upset over national policy in Vietnam turned their ire on whatever college policies impinged on their rights as young adults. When Oberlin's Board of Trustees appointed me president of the college in 1970, the choice was clear: either embrace the changes blowing in the wind, or be blown away. Within a few years, Oberlin, like most other colleges, added many African Americans to its student body, faculty, and staff. Simultaneously, a feminist revolution transformed the college in 1,000 subtle ways, and student pressure brought overdue reforms to social and educational policies. The simultaneous activities of the black, women's, and student movements made me realize that there was something deeper going on, something beyond
Sample complete. Ready to continue?